Our July of 90s continues on with another day. Yesterday ticked off in 90 degrees. It was 95 yesterday afternoon. We're looking ahead today to 90s as we go into Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, potentially even Monday, staying in the 90s. It is a heat wave here across the state. Temperatures above average. Normal high this time of year is about 90 degrees. So not terribly above average, but headed for another afternoon in the mid to upper 90s here in Denver. More 80s and 90s out into the eastern plains, 70s and 80s in the high country. Western slope again this afternoon, getting back into the triple digits. The heat just continues for us. And the wind will also continue. It was a little gusty at times yesterday afternoon, more the same today. Mainly the I-25 corridor and out into the eastern plains dealing with some of the strongest winds, around 20 to 30 miles per hour. Winds won't be too terrible up in the high country, which is some good news when it does come to those firefighting efforts, and out into western Colorado, things aren't going to be too bad. A little breezy at times, but not quite as windy. Now that is where we did pick up a little bit of rain yesterday. Out west, saw the cloud cover and some showers roll through. It was great to see. We need all the moisture that we can get, and we do have a possibility again today of picking up some showers. The day is going to start really quiet across the board, but as we do head into the afternoon, we have the possibility of starting to see some of these rain showers firing up, mainly south of I-70. So the San Juans could see some nice rain. A few storms are not out of the question. Love to see the rain, don't necessarily love the storms, but it's nice to see that we do have some activity on radar, bringing a little bit of relief to the high country, and more of the same will take place heading into tomorrow afternoon. Now, all that moisture is staying out of the Denver area, out of the I-25 corridor, just because of the setup of where this ridge of high pressure is. It's going to stay pretty stagnant as we move into the rest of this week and weekend before we really start to talk about some changes. By early next week, we're going to see the ridge of high pressure edge off to the east. That's going to allow for more of that monsoonal moisture to start to lift in from the south. On top of that, we're going to be looking at some cooler temperatures moving in from the north, a little pool of cooler air bringing us back down out of the 90s and into the 80s as we go into next week. But we have the rest of this week to get through until then, and temperatures are only going to continue to climb. We'll be at about 95 degrees on Friday. Looking ahead to the weekend, upper 90s, 98 on Saturday, 99 on Sunday. Very hot, sunny, and dry. And then there's the change by early next week. Starting to cool down a little bit Monday, and then we are in the 80s by Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, with more rain chances moving into the forecast, near daily possibilities of rain and storms next week.